Jai Gurudev. Narada Bhakti Sutra 13. Love is supreme. In life, we are always caught up in some anxiety or the other. Right? Gurudev gave us so many lovely stories. The story of the woman who would not put her bags down in the train, thinking that the bags would not reach. The story of the person who kept unearthing the seed to see if the seed had sprouted or not. We do the same thing in life, right? You have an interview coming up, you have some important project at work, you have your child's project or something coming up. Constantly the mind is worrying. It is anxious. It is not now here in the present. Yes? Anxiety means, where is the mind? In the future. It's always worrying about the future. This is a total sign of misery. Somebody who's not happy with his present, who's really miserable, he's the only person who keeps looking into the future, right? So recognize this. Even when you have everything, good money, home, relationships, it is the tendency of the mind to keep running into the future. And why is this tendency there? Because I never restrained it. I have put it in that habit of jumping into the future. Yeah? So recognizing this is the first step. Homework for you. Recognize how many times within a particular day, whatever, 16, 17 hours you're awake in the day, observe how many times in a 16 or 17 hour day did you jump into the future. And whenever you jump into the future, you're always anxious. Even if you're building castles, even if you're dreaming, oh, this will happen, then that will happen, then Obama will shake my hand and then I'll get a picture with Obama. But immediately after the happy part, you say, oh, but will everything fall into place? Will somebody be there to take my picture with Obama? Oh, what if nobody is there to take my picture? You're thinking utter nonsense, actually. And in that utter nonsense also you become anxious. Have you noticed this? Why is this thing happening? Because I have not trained my mind. I have let it loose. Yeah, when you let a wild horse loose, what will it do? It will keep running here and there, no? That's exactly what the mind does. It keeps running into the future here and there. An utter nonsense topic it will pick up and it will become anxious about that. So observe this in a 16 to 18 hour period, daytime, when you are awake. How many times do you catch yourself being anxious about the future? That's your homework number 1. Yeah. And homework number 2, Gurudev only gave you. What did he say? There are 3 things that you're really anxious about. Yeah. What are those? Money. Yeah. What will happen? Will this property of mine yield enough income, or will the money in the bank grow, or what will happen at retirement? Will I have enough funds, or about my salary, or about the stocks that I have invested in? You keep thinking about money. It's not in my hands right now. Yeah? I don't have a control on whether this money that I have today will stay with me tomorrow or not. But I unnecessarily keep galloping on anxiety about the future of this money. Yeah? That's one. Recognize this. So this is also a homework. Recognize how many times in a day did the mind go into the future, and then part 2 of that homework is how many times was it related to money. So property, shares, retirement fund, whatever, money for your kids or whatever, everything is related to money. All comes under the umbrella of money. Investments, whatever, fear about losing your job comes under money. Fear about losing the bonus that you were expecting because of you did a bad performance is again under money. So observe how many times in a 16 to 18 hour period did you jump into the future and worry about money. That's the first part. Second part, how many times did you jump into the future and worry about, oh, what will people say if I do this? Yeah, there's a nice saying in Hindi, सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग. The biggest disease is what will people say. Yeah, we are constantly worried again and again. Oh, what will she think of me, or what will he think of me? Yeah, is my hair all nice and pretty, or am I looking good? Even when you dress up, observe. Are you dressing up so that the other person finds you looking pretty? Or are you dressing up because you want to be prim and proper? Be honest to yourself. That's the homework number 3 for you. Yeah? Recognize each little thing that you do for appreciation from another person. Constantly looking for praise, constantly looking for a compliment, constantly looking for admiration, constantly worrying about what other people will say to me is like having a begging bowl, and you're constantly begging for other people's attention. Ask yourself, do you like to be a beggar? If not, this moment stop doing this. Recognize this, that you are not small in any way. Only somebody who feels small really looks up to another person and wants appreciation. Right? Drop it this moment. Let go. Recognize that you are not this piece of Prakriti, whatever 5 foot, 6 foot piece of Prakriti. No. You are the Purusa. Yes, you are a part of that divine consciousness and Brahman. You are the light yourself. You are that pure energy. You are not this piece of Prakriti. This piece of Prakriti is temporary. It's only for this particular lifetime. It is only a tool to exhaust my karmas that are due in this short time period. After some karmas are exhausted, this Prakriti is going to fall. I will take another new Prakriti, and then again that will fall. Again I'll take another one, and that will fall. The cycle continues. Expand the mind from this small, narrow vision of I am this little piece of Prakriti or body to that wider vision that I am that supreme energy. And third law of thermodynamics, energy cannot be destroyed. Yes, it's only that this body gets destroyed, not the energy. I move on. And if I am that pure energy, I am so magnificent, I am so humongous, I am all pervading, I am omnipresent, I am the only beautiful thing. When you come to this realization, then these small little things in the mind about, oh, he didn't appreciate me and she did not say this to me, and oh, what will happen to my money tomorrow? All these things seem petty and drop off. You start living like a king then. Ask yourself, do you want to continue to be a beggar with a begging bowl, looking for other people's praise, other people's appreciation? Looking for money is also being a beggar, right? Just drop that begging bowl. Become a king, stand up tall. Recognize you are the Brahman consciousness. The moment you recognize this, then what happens? The anxiety automatically drops off. Yeah. So the first thing you are anxious about is money. Second is name, fame, prestige. Yeah. And third is your spiritual growth. When you come onto the spiritual path, again you become anxious. Oh, am I progressing spiritually? You've got onto the same habit of the mind. When it was in the material world, it was running behind material things with a begging bowl. Now it's come onto the spiritual side, it's running behind scriptures and the guru with a begging bowl. That is why there is anxiety, no? Drop this begging bowl. High time. You have all done Ashtavakra, Patanjali, Upanishads, so much of Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. Then you have come here. Enough. Drop. Recognize this, that all that knowledge is just tools. Guruji is a tool. Ekta is a tool, or any other art of living teacher is a tool. Any other spiritual guru or scripture is a tool. All these tools help me realize who I am. Don't hold on to these tools now. Yes? I'm not saying drop the spiritual path. I'm saying go beyond. Stay on the spiritual path and grow higher. Yes? Recognize that you are the Purusa and you are a part and parcel of that Brahman consciousness. Yes, you are that pure love, and that love is supreme. Yes. So surrender these small anxieties that come up. Homework number 4. These little anxieties that come up about name, fame, money, spiritual progress. I'll give you a fourth one, a fourth anxiety that comes up. What will happen to my family and my kith and kin? Yeah? What will happen to my relationships? Yes. All of these anxieties, just surrender them. Surrender to who? Not just God or Guru. Recognize that that Brahman consciousness that is pervading everywhere is also here in me. I surrender these small petty little things that I worry about to that Brahman consciousness or that Purusa, which is nothing but me, is the self. Yeah? If that's a little difficult, then you surrender to the Guru. The Guru is the same Brahman consciousness. If that is difficult, surrender to the God. Lord Krishna, Rama, whoever you believe in. Jesus, Allah, yeah, Guru Granth Sahib. Anything or anybody you believe in. Just surrender. Surrender the anxiety. Yes? You got your homework? Now let's look at the sutra. Narada says, you are the Brahman consciousness. Yeah? Drop worrying about these small things, yeah, which are all worldly. Loka hanau. Loka, worldly, hanau, losses. Yeah, little bit I lose money, I lose a relationship, I lose a friend, I lose a house, I lose whatever. These little things worry me. Even if they don't happen, their probability of happening in the future makes me anxious. Narada says this is all silly. Drop the begging bowl. These loka hanau chinta. This worry, chinta is worry about the losses, that is hanau, of the world, which is loka. Na karya. Don't do it. Do not worry about the worldly losses, he says. Why? Nivedatma, Nivedit Atma means you surrender to the self, yeah, to the Brahman consciousness or the Purusa, that is me only. Surrender to that. All these anxieties. Yes. Loka Vedat Shilatva. Your scriptures, your worldly desires, all of it, all these mundane desires, you surrender. Let go. Drop. Yeah? Don't hold on to them. You will say, oh, but how do I let go? Remember, a thought about the future or a worry about the future is not holding on to you. You are holding on to the worry about the future. You are holding the cat by its tail and you are pulling it and you are pulling it. I am telling you, oh, let go of the tail. You are saying, no, the cat is pulling. I say, let go of the tail, and you are saying, no, the cat is pulling. Yeah? Recognize what you are doing. You are holding on to the tail of the cat. That is why there is this restlessness, this drama. Recognize it and immediately let go. You have to drop this worry and you surrender it to God, Guru or the Self. Yes. He repeats it again here. He says, Loka hanau chinta na karya. Do not worry about the small losses in the world. Yes. Every loss in the world actually is a step to move ahead to a gain. Yeah. Don't be greedy also about the gain. What is. Life is a river. This river is flowing with full power. It's gushing. Yes. The river brings along with it beautiful flowers sometimes. And sometimes it brings along dirt and muck and stinking garbage. And the same river brings along with it rocks and stones. Yeah? And the same river can bring along with it beautiful fragrances and lovely leaves flowing. Yeah? Sometimes the water of the river is really hot and warm, not pleasant. Sometimes it is very cool and pleasing and absolutely clear. Whatever is. This life is like a flowing river. You just be with it. Do not worry about whether there are rocks or stones or garbage or flowers or thorns or leaves. Whatever comes, let it come and let it go. You don't jump into the river and hold on to stuff. Your anxiety is nothing but you jumping into the river and holding on to things. Drop. What is. Just be with what is. Drop this anxiety. Yes. And to drop this anxiety, Narada gave us the next sutra. Let's look at the next sutra. In the next sutra, he says, Na tat siddhau loka vyavharu here. Until you can completely get centered. What is the meaning of completely get centered? Till I can completely surrender moment to moment to moment all anxieties, all thoughts, all worries that keep coming up like bubbles in water. They keep coming up. Yeah. Sometimes I am strong enough, I can break the bubble. Sometimes that little bubble becomes a huge wave and drowns me. Again, sometimes I'm strong enough and I can break the bubble. And again, sometimes it becomes a huge wave and drowns me. So, till the time it keeps becoming a huge wave and drowning me, I have not gained centeredness. Yeah? But the moment I learn the skill, there's a little bubble, a little ripple in the consciousness, a little anxiety coming up, a little worry coming up, and I recognize it and I become stronger and drop it and surrender it to the Guru or God or to the Self. I become Nivedit Atma again and again and again. Yeah. Then I become centered. Got it? And becoming centered is a Siddhi. Yes? Siddhi simply means achieving perfection in something. So you're achieving perfection in being centered, in not being lost in this world, yeah, and the thoughts and worries of this world. Na tad siddhau means until that siddhi does not happen to you, until that centeredness does not happen to you. What should you do? Narada advises, Loka vyavharo here. Do your work. Loka vyavhar means in this world, do all that you must do. Yeah? You are a parent, take care of your child, you have a job, go to work. Everything you do, keep doing your work. But how? Here kintu falatyaga. Do it, but how? Dropping the running or the feverishness in the mind, dropping the feverishness of the result. Phala is karma phala. Yeah? So you do everything that you have to do, dropping the karma phalam, dropping the end result. Yeah? Mind does an action, you have to do an action. But you are always focusing on the result of the action. Yeah, it's like you're looking in the front and walking. And while you're walking, obviously you're not looking down. You can fall in the ditch because your focus is in the front, is in the future. Yeah? Narada says, no, focus should be here and now and in the present moment, on the job that I am doing. Focus on the action, dropping the karma phalam or the end result of the action. Same thing Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, that you have the right on the karma. You do not have the right on the karma phalam ever. Yeah? Never can you have the right on the karma phalam. What does this mean? Something has come my way, a job has come my way, my boss has given me a job. I just work as much as I can, do my best to get that job done. Yeah? There is no need to worry about, oh, how will this job be? Will my boss like it or will he not like it? Or will he scream at me? Will my subordinate find a better solution to this? What if this happens? What if that happens? What if this does not happen? And your mind is making castles of what ifs. I am not doing the job that I have to do right now. Time is running out. My boss will come very soon to ask me whether it's done. I am wasting time in what ifs of the future. Are you seeing this? Yeah. focus on the karma, focus on the action that you have to do. Do not focus on what the fruit of action will be. That is always in the future. Action is always in the present moment. Yeah. So until you reach that centeredness, yeah, until you get that siddhi of being able to drop everything in life and being centered and being so calm and relaxed and equanimous in any situation, till you don't get to that siddhi, he said, this is the formula, you make your own. Make it as a rule, a discipline to follow. I will focus on the action and drop this feverishness about the karma phalam. Yeah, when I stop thinking about the karma phalam or the end result, obviously what will happen? Anxiety about the end result will drop. Yes, Narada is very smart. So he says, na tad siddhau, until such a centeredness happens, loka vyavhara here. Do everything that you must do in this world. Kintu phala tyagaha. But how? Dropping the results. Dropping the worry about the results. Don't drop the results. They will come. Yeah. Good will come, bad will come, whatever has to come will come. Drop the worrying about the results. Yes. The river will bring what it must bring to you. Yes. Nobody gets an ounce more or an ounce less. Then he re-emphasizes it. He says, tad sadhanam cha karyameva. You do like this only. He's re-emphasizing it. This is the way you do your action. Drop the worry about the result of the action. Yes? Because the result is not in your hands. Same thing Lord Krishna says. The result is not in your hands, O Arjuna. Yes? So drop being feverish about the result. You just focus on what is the right action in the now, in the present, here. Yes? And when you start doing like this, that siddhi that he was talking about here, that perfection, it automatically comes in life. Slowly, steadily, at its own pace, but it will come. And when that siddhi comes, no, everything starts happening. Everything, even before you wish for something, it is given to you. It comes your way. You will always have more than what you really need. Yeah. Every desire, every wish, even before it comes up in you, will get fulfilled. Yes? So keep working, focusing on your karma, not on the karma phala. Yeah? Until the time this Naishkarma Siddhi really happens to you. Yes? You will say, oh no, let the Siddhi happen, then I will do. It does not work like that. It's like saying, oh, let me first learn how to swim, then I will step into the water. Not possible, no? For that Naishkarma Siddhi to happen, you need to first drop the feverishness about the karma phalam, about the result of action, and just focus on this action. Yeah, you will say, oh, but how can I do an action without thinking about the result? It is the thought about the result that makes me do an action. Right? This is the question coming up. This is the same question that came to Arjuna when Lord Krishna said that to him. This is just a habit pattern of the mind. The mind thinks, I am doing, I am the doer. Oh, if I do not even think about the future or the result of action, how will that action happen? No. This is a misunderstanding. Most of you have completed Ashtavakra and you already know, I am not the doer. It is all happening. It is all a part of that river that is flowing. Yes. It is a game in which I am just the pawn on the chessboard. You know the pawn? Yeah, the soldier on the chessboard. He cannot start screaming, oh, I want to move right or left. Somebody else is playing this game. Recognize this. I am not the doer and I am not the experiencer. Everything is happening. It is somebody else's game. He is just moving me here and moving me there. And I think, oh, I did it. I achieved it. I moved in this direction. Yeah, it's not true. Wake up, wake up. Wake up and see that every moment life is teaching you this. So many times you keep hankering for something, thirsting for something to happen, feverish about something, craving about something, running behind it, running behind it, but it just doesn't happen. Hasn't that happened with you in life? And sometimes you have not even thought about something and you just get it. Right? Yeah. So it's not your feverishness to achieve it that brings it to you, and it is not your aversion to something that takes it away from you. Recognize this. There is a higher power that is playing this game and I am just a little pawn on that chessboard. Surrender. Surrender to that higher power. What is. Thy will be done. Whatever he wishes or it wishes or the Supreme Power wants, that will be done. Yes. When you let go of that feverishness in the heart, you'll feel this beautiful relief, the sense of relief. Some burden is taken away from you. You feel very light. Life becomes a joy. Life itself becomes love. There's so much love and happiness. Yes. And if that love and happiness is lacking right now, observe, oh, am I stuck in doership? Oh, I am doing this or I am experiencing this. That is the biggest obstacle on the path. Yeah? For a true devotee, for a true bhakt on the path of Narada's Bhakti Sutras, he recognizes everything is just a game. Yeah? And he does not get attached to people, situations and things. Yes. So drop this running behind karma phalam, expecting this to happen, wanting that thing to happen, wanting this person to listen to me. Yeah? Just drop this feverishness about the world and focus on your action in the present moment. That is what Narada is telling you. Homework number 5 or 6, whatever. Yeah? Focus on the action. Whatever you have to do, just focus on that and drop this feverishness attached to the result of action. Yes, drop the feverishness attached to the karma phalam. Now you will say, okay, how long do I have to do this before I get the siddhi? Yeah? Every seed takes its own time to sprout, Guruji told you. Yeah? Mango can take years and years. Even a coconut can take years and years. But he gave you an example of moong dal. It will sprout in 2 days. Yeah? You do not know whether you are a moong dal or a coconut. Yeah? Some are really nutty and really take a long time, and it's okay. You take your time. Yes? But you do not know how much time you are going to take. So don't put a condition on life. Don't put a condition on these sutras that Narada is telling you. Just focus on your karma, on your action. Whatever comes my way because of job, because of husband, because of wife, because of child, because of my social life, because of art of living, whatever, because of my studies, exams, whatever comes my way is the flow of the river of life, and I will do justice to the action without worrying about the karma phalam or the end result. Clear? Got your homework? Yeah? Going ahead, Narada gives us even more detail, yeah, onto how to do that, where exactly you get stuck. So he says, Stri, which is sex, not just a woman here, but sex. Dhana is money or wealth. Nastika. Yeah? Nastika is somebody who is a non-believer, yeah? Or claims to not believe in the higher power or God or Guru. Yeah? Or Vairi, your enemy. Charitram is character or stories about them. Na shravaniyam, do not listen to it. Yeah? He's saying do not indulge in the mind that gets stuck in sex. Observe, oh, right now my mind is thinking about pornography. It is thinking about sex. Yeah? It is caught up in thoughts of this person or that person. Yeah? There's nothing wrong about sex, but constantly thinking about sex pulls your energy down. Have you noticed? Yeah? Makes you very dull, lethargic. Yeah? Makes you very tamasic. So just recognize this is happening to me. Yeah? Be aware, yeah? And don't indulge. In Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, somewhere it is said that if you experience that you have a lot of sexual thoughts, the sexual energy is very high, go and take a cold water shower. Yes, a cold water shower immediately pumps out all the tamasic energy, which is the dull, lethargic energy within you. Yeah, it revives you, it wakes you up. So that is one way Narada has suggested, yeah, that will help you. Second, he says, keep money in your wallet or in the bank, not in your head, because that also leads to anxiety. I keep thinking about what will happen to this money and that money. Again, money is not bad, so don't become anti-money or averse to money. Yes, just recognize it is a means. It's a means to a particular end, but it is not the end in itself. Yeah, so stop being feverish about money. Yeah, don't continuously keep thinking about it. Now he is not saying, oh, do not plan your retirement, do not invest. No. after I am done with that investment or planning, wash your hands off and be free of it. Don't keep thinking about it constantly. Yeah, you remember from the karma session, no? If you keep thinking about something constantly, it becomes a very strong impression, and when it is the time of death, you will remember the strongest impression of your life. And if all your life you have been worrying about money, 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 at the last moment what will you remember? Money. And you will be dying and you'll say, oh, you know, there is a Swiss bank account where I have hidden millions of dollars. The account number is 431. What is going to happen? You are going to be born as a mosquito trapped in that Swiss bank account of yours or Swiss bank locker of yours. Yeah, wake up. Recognize that money is not an end in itself. Yeah? It is just a means to an end. So don't be feverish about money the entire time. Yes. Those who didn't get the karma joke, it is the last impression of your lifetime that leads to the next birth. Yes, and that's the kind of life that you go through. Yes, that is why see that you keep your mind pure. It is a practice so that at the last moment in life you are not thinking about sex, you are not thinking about money, you are not thinking about your enemy. What will happen if you are thinking about your enemy? Vairi means enemy. You will definitely be born as his or her child in the next lifetime. Do you want that? Right? So drop this attachment to sex, to money, to your enemies or somebody you hate or have a great dislike towards, you don't want to be with. Drop this bitterness, because that bitterness brings the memory of that enemy up again and again and again, and you indulge in gossiping, you indulge in saying bad about the person, you indulge in thinking constantly about that person, you're even dreaming about him or her. What's the point? He is living rent-free in your head. Recognize this. Yes, it's a loss-making proposition. Drop it. Yes. And why he says Nastika also stay away from Nastika? Because the Nastika will take you away from this path. The Nastika will take you away from spirituality, from being good, from doing things the right way, from really walking this path and recognizing what kind of karmas am I creating. Nastika will say, oh, this is all nonsense, what rubbish, come on, let's go to the pub and party and let's have fun. Yeah. So recognize this. Yes. He has told us this right in the beginning. Dussanga sarvataiva tyajaha means shun bad company from all directions. Yes. This is all bad company. He is actually reiterating his point. Yeah. Again, having sex with your spouse is not wrong, but constantly being feverish and thinking in the head about sex even after having sex is called feverishness. The mind is sick. Get it? Investing in money, planning for retirement, keeping money in the bank is not wrong. But that money constantly being in your head and you being feverish about the money, the mind is sick. There will be good people, there will be bad people in your life. Yes, but if you keep harboring hatred and keep thinking about the enemy, your mind will just be wallowing in the pus of hatred and negativity and jealousy and disappointment and anger. the mind is sick. Yes, if your mind is indulging with bad company, somebody who takes you away from your own spiritual path, from your own spiritual progress, you will be lost. Again, the mind will be sick. Homework number 6, 7, whatever, last homework. Is your mind sick? Sick because of constantly thinking about sex? Sick because of constantly thinking about money? Sick because of constantly cursing your enemy in the mind or harboring hatred in your heart? Or is it sick because of being constantly with wrong company or with somebody who is a non-believer of goodness and dharma and who takes you away from the path? Ask yourself this question tonight before you go to sleep. Very objectively look at your life, question it. Am I moving ahead on the path or am I moving towards destruction? Yes. And if you notice any of these negativities, no need to beat yourself, just drop. Narada says, just drop, let go and become centered. Yes. Now whatever the action you have to take to drop, you do the action without worrying about the end result, without worrying about the karma phala. Is that clear? Yes. That's a lot of homework for today. Keep thinking, keep doing your homework. Send it to the jnana.homework@gmail.com. Yes. And I will see you next week. Jai Gurudev.